Hello, all. Myra Spence, author, speaker, life coach, relationship coach for over 20 years. So, what I wanted to do is several times when I'm having my life coaching sessions and my relationship coaching sessions, there are certain things that happens on a regular basis that I want to share with you. And a lot of my posts that I do have on my channel stems from different things that are happening within relationships that I'm coaching. A couple of weeks ago, I posted on my Instagram four F's in a relationships and things to look for. What are the four F's that could damage a relationship? And nine times out of 10, when I'm working with a client that's having conflict within their relationship, I could always point at one of these four. Okay. And I'm going to share it with you today. Okay. The reason why I did it in my Instagram and taking a deeper dive now, because on Instagram, you really have 30 seconds, 90 seconds, and I didn't want to do the part one, part two, part three thing. So I threw it on there, and, my clients that I've coached years back called me and said, "Hey, why didn't we ever go through the four F's when I was coaching?" And I said because sometimes it's not relevant to different individuals, right? But sometimes it's glaring, and you're like, "This is why." In his case, it was an injury that he was dealing with, and his spouse wasn't willing to see him through the recovery period. Right? It's a different story. It was years back, and he had called and said, "Why didn't I go over that too?" And I just went over in details with him. So these four are things I want you guys to really pay attention to and say, okay, which one of these four is infiltrating my life and my relationship? All right. So the four F's of a relationship. The first one, well, what's the make it, the challenge is what has now increased, and what I've seen more within relationships that's doing a lot of destructive work in relationships is social media. Whether it's not getting off social media and in the home, in the bed, on social media, or they're posting things on social media they haven't got no business posting. They're liking, they're retweeting, they're reposting things they have no business posting. Right, and that would be for another video, social media and how to accept social media into your relationship, and how to push social media out of your bedroom, out of your house, out of your relationship. In this video, we're going to talk about the four. Ready? The first four is family. Family, family, family. Oh my gosh. If I tell you, out of the 20 years of coaching individuals and relationships, how many relationships have had challenges because of a family member infiltrating the home, or whether the husband or spouse are too um, magnetic for the family. They're just gravitating to the family, gravitating to the family, or the family is gravitating to them, gravitating them. They're taking the family in place. They're showing their family more respect than their husband or their wife. Okay, and the family members are just overstepping, and the spouse isn't putting anyone in check. Family members and the inclusiveness of the family members are, I would say, 30%, 40% of challenges I see in relationships. It's the overstepping and the spouse allowing a family member to overstep in their relationship. You want to keep your relationship strong, keep your family close, but understand that there is a border. Okay, there's a way that you could keep your family close, but keep your spouse and your family, your nuclear family, intact, and just create certain boundaries where, hey, I love you, Come over anytime, but let me know. Let me pass it through my spouse first. Okay, because at the end of the day, that family member is going to go home and you're going to stuck in conflict. And that's the conflict that I see all the time. Great. That was number one, family. First F, family. Second F is friends. Oh my goodness. Friends coming over. I'm going out with my friends. I'm going to, if you're a football fan, I'm going to go watch a football game with my friends. I'm going out with my friends. This happens on both sides. Males do it, females do it. It's not one or the other. I don't see any consistency where the woman takes more precedent with their friends or the male takes more precedence. It doesn't. There's not a there's not a one against the other. It's not that kind of party. It's a matter of um, I'm not going to allow my friend who is going to go home to their home, right? And again, leave me in this conflict. Okay. Friends are a comfort level, and it's nice to have friends, but do not put your friend in front of your relationship unless you know that relationship is just for a time, right? And the general consensus, especially with family and friends, is that the partner who is allowing this boundary to be broken down always says they were there before you, and they'll be there after you. They don't say that in their head, but once they say they'll be there when they're before you, you know what's they're thinking next. Well, they're going to be there after you. Be careful not to allow friends. If they're a true friend, they'll accept the boundaries that you've set. Okay, and set the boundaries early if it's with the right person. The reason why friends don't respect you when you set the boundaries because you've done it before. You've done it before with some dodo head chick that you were with that last 6 months that you know told them, hey, stay away, stay away. I want to do this relationship. I want to grow this relationship. You set a boundaries once, and probably with your family and friends, both of them inclusive. You've set a boundary once, but that relationship didn't work out. You set a boundary twice, that relationship didn't work out. You set a boundary third time, fourth time, fifth time, boundary the relationship didn't. Now you're trying to set that boundary the sixth time. What do you think they're going to say? Whatever, whatever. I'm not even trying to hear this one because they know they do not respect the relationship until you make them respect it. Okay? Conflict happens at that point, right? So let's make sure you set the proper boundaries with your friends and family if you know it's with the right person. Okay. Number three, I'm like, number three, finances. Finances gets very tricky in a relationship, right? Who cares who the breadwinner is? Once you realize that you're mine and you're this, we're going to do this for long term relationships. Finances are should be whatever works for your household. No one could say, hey man, this is how your finance should work. This is how you should do it. If that doesn't work for your household, because you know your partner may only have a few. If your partner is a recovering drug addict, if your partner is a recovering gambling addict, if your partner is a recovering alcoholic, if your partner is a fill in the blank, right? Is your partner the type that would say, hey, we have an extra $3,000 in our account. Let's go to Mexico for the weekend without telling you, right? Find out how do you work with finances early in your relationship and set the tone. Okay, heard that one. Find out how you work, how your relationship works, and set the tone. Because you can't turn around 5 years later and say, okay, this is how I want our finances to work now that you're making more money, right? But once you set the guidelines from jump, we have no problem. Okay, so let's always get in line and say early as possible, or if early as possible, or do it right now. When your spouse comes home, sit them down, your partner comes, sit down and say, hey, let me tell you how I'd like our finances to run, and get an agreements. Have no hard and fast rule. It should be a negotiation. Once it's a hard and fast rule, there will be resentment. Okay, especially if you're creating the hard and fast rule and you're making the more money. You want to say, get resentment out of your house. Get resentment out of your house. Get the ego out of your house. All right. Make sure your finances are spoken all inclusively. Not, hey, I make this amount, I'm going to contribute. You may say, hey, I make this amount, I'm going to contribute this amount to the household bills. You make this amount, you could contribute this amount to the household bills. Okay, but have that conversation. Don't make finances ruin your relationship, and it happens quite a bit. Okay, husband gets a huge raise while woman is on. Woman, men start off with same amount of money. Both are in the $50,000 range. The wife takes 3 months off to have a baby. Husband's working hard, busting his butt, gets promoted, right? And that's what happens a lot of times. Now you're going to talk about, let's create boundaries, let's create budgeting. And she's like, what's wrong with this dude? I had a baby. I had 3 babies in the span of 5 years. Of course, I'm not going to get the raise. I'm not going to get the advancements if you did. But then the man forgets and starts talking crazy. Get your finance. Now, finance also includes credit. Finance also includes credit. Get your finance, get your retirement right, get your credit right. And this is all a matter of doing it together. Together is always important. Okay. I'm trying to keep this video under 15 minutes. So I'm going as quickly as I can. Secondly, so we have family, friends, finances. The fourth is fun. How are you having fun? How is she having fun? Are we having fun together? Right? What do we consider fun? Is it going out line dancing at a club, or is it going to a raver? Is it going to a Jets game? Is it going to another, Yankees game? Is it going to a Texans game? It's going to Seattle games. Wherever you are, is it going to a sports event? Is that considered fun? Is it going hunting? Is that considered fun? Concerts. What do you guys consider fun? Is it going out with your friends? And how long do you go out, friends? Catapult back to number one. Friends is the largest reason for breakup in America, which is slowly being overtaken by social media, but we're not going there right now. But how are we having fun, and what do we consider fun together? Like, how often are we going out together? Are we going on date nights? Are we going on trips? Are we going on whatever? What are our hobbies together? Are we going running together? Are we enjoying a marathon together? Are we doing gym stuff together? What are we doing that's fun together, so that the wife doesn't say he has become boring? You have no idea. Marriage is over 15 years. I hear the wife is number one saying he has become boring. Right. And a lot of you right now are saying, Coach Spence, you got it right there. He's become boring as hell. Okay. Okay. Then what have you done to infuse some excitement? Are you planning, hey, this weekend we're going to go to where? Let's throw the kids in the car. Let's go here. If you're empty nesters, let's just pick up and go here. Okay. One of the great things that you could do that doesn't cost a lot of money is going for a simple hike. Simple hiking or going for a walk in the park. Wherever you are, there is a city park or somewhere, some park. You go for a walk in the park. Walk in the park is excellent bonding time for relationships. All right. So take advantage of free activities that just create bonding. And in that bonding time, people don't know how to react during a bonding time. Bonding time is where you let your ego down and you be open and honest. Right. And you may want to say, hey, I want to go over something with you that that has been on my mind, whether it's advancement, whether it's one of the three, family, friends, finances, are fun. And let your partner know that you watch this video. Let your partner know that one of the largest reasons for conflict in America is family, finance, funds. It's going to be one of those three, one of those four. Let them know that, and then pinpoint and say, hey, Which one do you think we have the biggest conflict with? Right? All you gotta do is identify the conflict. Once you identify the conflict, life becomes easy. Right? If you go to any doctor and you talk to any doctor, the first thing they want to know is what's the problem, right? Because once you diagnose the problem, then you can figure out what happens. Okay. All right. So there's your four. There's your four. I hope you guys enjoyed this brief um, video. And if you have any questions or comments, put them below. Okay. There goes your four F's. When I posted that, another one said, why don't you put another F in there, the fifth F, which is the curse word, right? And I said, don't worry, if those four are in line, if those four are removed from a relationship, there'll be a lot of that also. So that's why that's that's again another video, right? All right, thank you. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care, and remember, subscribe, watch my other videos. I also have a YouTube channel. We have a link tree where I have 4 online courses. Take a look at it. May be interested. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the other side.